Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. As you are aware, if you have been following our prior content in the Idaho versus Kohberger podcast, there have been some events that occurred this past week that resulted in Judge Stephen J. Hippler rendering two orders on May 15th, 2025, one to the state, one to the defense, regarding the court's concerns about possible violations of the non-dissemination order. Both orders begin by saying, based on sensitive information not previously publicly circulated that was reported during a recent Dateline TV program, The Terrible Night on King Road, broadcast May 9th, 2025. The court has raised concerns that it appears likely that someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. Those two orders are entitled Document and Records Hold Order, both of which were filed May 15th, 2025, the date of the final pretrial conference in anticipation of the upcoming voir dire and trial process in this case. Now, there is a sentence in both of these orders that gives us pause for concern as to whether the trial will need to be adjourned to a later date. I'm referring specifically to the court's statements in both orders that such violations significantly impede the ability to seat an impartial jury and will likely substantially increase the cost to try this case by extending the time it will take to seat a jury. Now, referencing Judge Hippler's October 9th pretrial and trial order, voir dire was scheduled at that time to commence July 30th, 2025. Also at that time, and that time being the entry time of the order, October 9th, 2024, the jury trial was scheduled to start August 11th, 2025, but that is all contingent on the court's ability to seat an impartial jury, including alternates. If the court is now saying 7 months later that these recent developments will likely cause more time to be required to find that impartial jury that Mr. Kohberger is entitled to by operation of his due process privileges, could that and will that require an adjournment of the August 11th start of the jury trial, because this trial cannot start without that jury seated, including alternates. The court is very serious on finding out who was the cause of what the court believes is a potential violation of the court's order. What these documents do not say, however, is that non-dissemination order, which has been in place since the beginning of the case, is the direct result of the lead defense counsel and the lead prosecutor entering a stipulation, submitting it 4 days after Mr. Kohberger's arrest. He was arrested December 30th, 2022. This stipulation, signed by Mr. Thompson and Ms. Taylor, is dated January 3rd, 2023. It was submitted, it asked for that non-dissemination order, and the good cause for it, if you look at that stipulation, words to the effect, to protect the integrity of the case to be presented at trial. Now, the judge has ordered both sides to turn in the names of everyone potentially involved in this issue who had communications with third parties, including the media, within 7 days. And he is warning of serious potential penalties, including contempt of court. So we're going to wait and see what happens and report back to you as further developments arise. Thank you for joining us today.